Hello everybody. This course is specifically dedicated to a complex subject which is generating to many of you a lot of doubts and interrogation. I am speaking about the famous master plan required inside the UNESCO Geopark guidelines. First, I would like to clarify a common confusion about what means a master plan in relation with geopark issues. Due to translation differences, this definition of a master plan is often not correctly understood and is interpreted as a classic master plan as it is done in urbanism or regional equipment. For a geopark, the logic and the need are different. And I would like to suggest you to understand it as an action plan or a management plan. So, a document much less technical than an urbanistic master plan and a document specifically focused on the needs and vision of a geopark. So, what is a geopark master plan? To better understand what it is, I would like to invite you to discover a geopark master plan that I like, which was done by a recent UNESCO geopark, Onschroep UNESCO Geopark in Netherlands for a 10-year period from 2017 to 2027. This document has 44 pages without appendix and annexes. It's perfectly designed and has a very coherent construction. Classically, at the beginning, we find the table of content. And its first section explains the goal of this master plan and the logic of its conception. This section presents briefly the present situation of the geopark and a synthetic listing of the realizations done on the main fundamental lines of all UNESCO geoparks. The infrastructures already realized, the different products, the actions in terms of education, what has been done in terms of communication and promotion. Action in terms of conservation and geological conservation. Presence in terms of networking. Implementation of the management structure. And a last short part called Analysis and Conclusion, which is a clear, very synthetic analysis of the geopark situation today. The section 2 defines again, in a very synthetic way, the main feature and strengths of this geopark. This section can be considered as a global political statement to present the geopark different components and coherence. With the section 3, we are entering in a vision of future with a strategical declaration which is vision and aspiration, an attractive region for residents, businesses and visitors. Already this short sentence shows the orientation of the geopark development. In the first position it says for residents. It means priority for the interest of local population, and only after arrive businesses and at the end visitors. Only in one sentence the development philosophy is clearly shared. After, In this section are presented the main concept and the base of this vision. The importance of the landscapes and their conservation. The quality of the geopark, a pleasant place to live and to work. Tourism as a driving force, a hospitable welcome, and the last one, we do it together. The section 4 now presents the main action lines. This geopark has chosen to organize its future strategy around 4 main program lines and thus with reference to the main UNESCO geopark criteria. These 4 program lines are focused on identity of the geopark, experience the power of the geopark region. On education, to make people aware of the identity of the geopark region. On economic development, make use of the potential of the region in marketing. And the 4th program line is dedicated to conservation with protect, the core value of the geopark region. For each one of these 4 program lines, the geopark provides the main groups of action, and I leave you quietly looking the different content of these 4 program lines. In conclusion, you have seen that this Geopark Master Plan is a result of a long work, a long consultation and analysis. It used clear concept and synthetic explanation perfectly structured in a global vision. Everybody can understand it, political leaders, citizens, or even visitors. One important point to remember from this document: it's a 64-page document and it's enough for a geopark action plan. There is no need to produce a geopark action plan of 300 pages or more that nobody will read or understand. A synthetic and clear vision, a good definition of action is necessary, and a good format is between 50 and 70 pages. Of course, you can add all the annex you want to precise your action and so on. Another important point is the duration of this action plan. This one was done for 10 years. It's a common duration corresponding generally to the duration of political, administrative, or territorial master plan. It's a good time. But in my personal advice, I would like to recommend you to establish your geopark action plan, at least for your first action plan, for a period of 4 years, corresponding to the time of revalidation of your geopark. A geopark action plan needs to be fully realist and realizable, and it needs to be strongly sticked to the geopark reality. Obviously, you can establish an action plan from the next 10 years, but during this time, everything can change. Political orientation at the local, regional, national level. Everything can change in terms of international relation, and we have this tragic example with this unexpected moment of COVID pandemic, which has changed so many things. So again, in my opinion, better to do your action plan for a 4 years period linked with the geopark revalidation. Also, a fundamental point is to realize your geopark action plan for yourself, for your population, for your future, and not for UNESCO, just because UNESCO is asking to geoparks to produce an action plan. This action plan should be for you a fundamental tool which ensure to you and your population a more clear and stable future with already defined actions. A precision. This geopark action plan is not required for a first validation of a geopark, but will be necessary for the first geopark revalidation. We have quickly seen the size and the concept of a such document, but what are the contents? The unique official text from UNESCO referring to the Geopark Action Plan is in the explanatory note of the checklist, and it is: for management bodies to be properly equipped, all aspiring geopark need to have a vision document setting out their strategy and main concept for future development. Management plans take time to develop and establish and need to be realistic and achievable. Therefore, a fully elaborated management plan will be checked in detail during the first revalidation of a UNESCO Global Geopark. A management plan can, for example, follow the formal structure of the candidate dossier or UNESCO Geopark Progress Report in order to provide a clear outline for action and plan targets in a clear, structured manner for at least a period of 4 years. And after, in this document, are indicated some possible action lines. Each geopark action plan is different from one geopark to another. It doesn't exist a specific model except to follow, as precisely as possible, the different chapters detailed inside the geopark application dossier. This is the structuration that I would like to recommend you and that we are going to detail now, step by step. So, your action plan, beside a short introduction and a two-day situation presentation, should have 7 main chapters. 1. Territory, with a sub-chapter geological heritage and conservation. And here are examples of action to consider. Define action to open new sites to the public. Define a strategy for a better geological site conservation. Where necessary, implement existing conservation tools, site museum, etc. Where necessary, define specific conservation action. So, to better understand, I would like to invite you to see as example the great conservation work done on fossil trees in the Lesvos UNESCO Geopark.
Είναι πράγματι ιδιαίτερα σημαντικό το γεγονός ότι βρέθηκε το δένδρο ακέραιο με τα κλαδιά του και τις διακλαδώσεις από τον κύριο Κορμό. Πρόκειται για μοναδικό έβριμα στο είδος του, γιατί ποτέ μέχρι σήμερα δεν έχει βρεθεί ένα ανάλογο έβριμα στην περιοχή του απολιθωμένου δάσους, αλλά από ό,τι γνωρίζουμε και είναι ιδιαίτερα σπάνιο σε παγκόσμιο επίπεδο.
Inside the same chapter, territory, we have also to consider the notion of geopark visibility. And here we have some example of visibility. For example, change old panel, design new promotional panels, design new promotional leaflet, design new UNESCO geopark entrance gate, design new site interpretation panels, or design new directional panels, implement the geopark website, develop new UNESCO geopark promotional strategy inside social networks. Staying in territory, you need now to develop what you are planning to do in terms of facility and infrastructure. Example, if necessary, implement existing infrastructure. If necessary, define the development of new geopark infrastructure. Define a strategy to upgrade quality of the geopark pass. Define a strategy implementing access for disabled people. So many possibilities that you can consider. We stay in territory, and now we have to consider information, education, and research. Again, example, if necessary, develop new promotional geopark strategy tool. Define new educational programs, not only on geology, but also nature, culture, intangible heritage, as well as on climate change and natural hazard. Define new educational tools. Define a strategy on research and partnership, and again, not only on geology. We are changing of chapter, and we are going in the chapter 2, other geopark heritage. And first is natural heritage, with some example. If exist natural protected area, develop new strategy of partnership and action. If necessary, develop or implement strategy of natural heritage inventory. Define new strategy to support nature conservation, and so on. So many examples again. Another sub-chapter of this chapter, other heritage, is a cultural heritage, and again we are going to see some example. Develop a new strategy of partnership and action with local historical monuments, management structure. Develop inventories of traditional architecture. Develop action to support cultural monument conservation. Now, let's go to Spain, in Villuerca's UNESCO Geopark, sharing their vision of the promotion of their cultural and natural heritage.
The Geopark of Villuerca's Iborrasjara is the ideal place for rural ecotourists. We propose them to experience the historical natural heritage of Guadalupe to know the richness of this region. The company Natural offers an extensive tour that will take you to know the art, history, and museum of its monastery and the Puebla de Guadalupe. Take a stroll along the streets, its porches, and let yourself be surprised with the secrets of the Geopark and its marine pass. What I have here in this box is something unique. It's like a treasure. It's the Cludinia carinata, the first animal that was able to create a mineralized exoskeleton. This means the first animal that created a cell for itself. Discover fauna and flora of the Geopark, the birds and their chirping. Taste in this Posada del Rincon the typical dishes and products with designation of origin, cheese, honey, wine and ham, good gastronomy, and rest in this inn, in a hostel or in the Pardo Hotel, enjoying the magnificent views of Guadalupe. discover unique places by the experience walking through the geopark, know by the hand of the guides of natural explorers the forest and discover the mountains. We can see how the mountain ranges emerge from the sea, how they have been formed and eroded, and we can see perfectly well this characteristic relief type that allows you to walk on the most ancient mountain ranges in the Iberian Peninsula. Live the experience searching for the Lost Ark, a trip offered by natural explorers that will take you to discover the century-old water galleries which carry the water to Guadalupe. The Geopark of Villuercas is a special place for agritourism. The rural house Baños de Guadalupe offers accommodation in the township and a visit to its farm special for children. Children and adults pass through here, but not the children who have never had the possibility of enjoying an environment like this one, with lots of animals and several activities to do. Another agritourism experience is the one offered by Las Lucias in Navatrasierra. You will live together with a family dedicated to farming and livestock, and you will help them to feed them animals, milk the cattle, know the baby goats. They have the chance to participate with us in the daily activity with no obligation. We will not require them to do things they don't want to do. You will enjoy good organic food without haste and finish the day with a relaxing massage with mountain views, a way of living and relaxing which is typical of this corner of Extremadura.
In the same chapter, other geopark heritage, we have the intangible heritage, with again several examples that you can consider. Develop a strategy of cooperation with intangible heritage specialists, anthropologists, ethnologists. This is extremely important. Develop actions for local knowledge transmission to young generation. Develop a strategy of local geopark human treasure, and this is important, and as illustration of this chapter, please let's see a video presenting what are human living treasure.
The Living National Treasure system started in Japan, and it's about the production in a modern period of perfection in craft idiom. The system focuses on three main aspects. One is locality, so local craft traditions in regional Japan. It focuses on tradition, and by tradition, this is a practice that has gone from the past and that continues to the present. And then the third angle, which is incredibly important, is the perpetuation of these techniques, so teaching those techniques or recording them for the future.
まずこの制度はですね、第二次大戦のすぐ後の1950年に日本の文化財制度が整備をされて、それまでの建物だとか美術品のようなものとしての文化財だけではなくて、芸能や工芸のように人間の技を文化財として守っていく制度を作ったんですね。工芸の分野では最高58人しか認定できない、とても限られた人たちしか認定に対象にならないんですね。ですから本当に特別な技を持っている人でなければ認定をされませんから、人間国宝として認定をされると大変その作家もそれからその作品もとても高く評価されるというところがあります。で、日本人はとてもその人間国宝を尊敬しますから、そうしますと他の作家たちもですね、人間国宝を目指して自分の技を磨いていこうというそういう非常に気持ちが強くなってきますから、そういう意味でも日本の制度を高めていくためにいい制度だというふうになっていると思います。
The system has exhibitions of work, so anyone throughout Japan can submit. And then when they show in these exhibitions, certain ones get prizes. And if you get enough prizes and you get recognized enough, then slowly you work your way up the system, and then you can become a living national treasure.
いうのが基本の活動になります。で、その他にあと後継者を養成するための人間国宝の方が 若い人を指導するようなそういう研修とかということもやっておりますので、主たるところはそういう活動になりますね。はい、
The British Museum collected a number of artists in different medium. All of these Living National Treasure works, along with other examples of excellence in regional craft, populate the Mitsubishi Corporation Japanese galleries, but also we have key examples in the store that we will bring out on rotation. What the Japanese galleries are committed to is showing Japan from the past to the present through a series of incisive stories. And we all live now in the contemporary period, so we see through the lens of the present, and we're looking towards the past. These Living National Treasure items, these artists, are able to link the past to the present and perhaps lead us towards the future.
And last subshuttle, which is the involvement in topics related to climate change and natural hazard. You know how this point is important, and you can do a lot of things. For example, develop strategy of population education to manage plastic waste. In cooperation with a national agency, develop information strategy on natural risk, or develop projects for the use of green energy inside the geopark infrastructure. One example of UNESCO Geopark action in this thematic is participation of the geopark inside the International Day Clean Up the Planet on the 18th September of each year. Chapter 3 concerns management, with the first subchapter, Management and Management Team. In that, if necessary, you can define a strategy for management structure implementation. You can consider the possible evolution of the team and define a strategy to stabilize temporary staff position and increase its time work. Again, in management there is the vision of the budget. Define the budget needs and its evolution for the management period. Define a strategy to find complementary fundings. Define a strategy to stabilize temporary staff position and increase its time work. The chapter 4 concerns educational activity, and this chapter is already included in the chapter 1.4, but you can there develop more specifically your strategies related with education, and thus for all publics and all thematics. As example, we are going to see now a short video presenting educational activities in a Korat aspiring geopark in Thailand. The chapter 5 concerns geotourism. You know perfectly what is geotourism, and you can do a lot of actions, develop or implement your global strategy for geotourism, develop a monitoring strategy and system on visitor status and needs. This is extremely also important to include in an action plan. Develop a promotion strategy of geopark visit package. Another example is develop a promotion strategy with national, international tour operators. So many things to do in this chapter. I would like now to invite you to see a short video promoting geotourism inside Armorique Aspiring Geopark in France. Is a project connecting several geoparks in the Atlantic area. Chapter 6 concerns sustainable development and partnership. First chapter should be sustainable development policy, and inside this one you can implement your global strategy for sustainable development in your UNESCO geopark. You can define the expected result of this policy and analyze the possible impacts, positive and negative. If necessary, you can analyze the possible impact of overcrowding in some UNESCO geopark site. And inside this sustainable development, there is a sub-chapter more connected with partnership, with many examples again, develop partnership, global strategy and tools with the geopark stakeholders, restaurant, guides, outdoor activities, hotel, guest house, and so on. Develop criteria and partnership with local producer, local product, local food, and you know perfectly how this point is important. Define an adapted strategy to promote them at a local national, and why not at an international level? As example, I invite you now to see a video concerning partnership action from Haute-Provence UNESCO Geopark in France.
Cet hiver ont eu lieu 3 demi-journées de formation des partenaires de l'UNESCO Géoparc de Haute-Provence. Au programme, l'histoire du label, les patrimoines du territoire et la présentation de l'ensemble des partenaires.
Pour être partenaire de l'UNESCO Géoparc de Haute-Provence, il faut tout d'abord adhérer à la charte de partenariat. Cette charte de partenariat, c'est essentiellement être intéressé par les différents patrimoines naturels et culturels de l'UNESCO Géoparc de Haute-Provence, avoir envie de communiquer autour de ces patrimoines, se former autour de ces patrimoines. C'est un petit peu le but de ces formations que nous organisons chaque année pour les partenaires. Et puis, c'est également avoir une démarche de qualité et une démarche de développement durable.
Pour nous, être partenaire, c'est s'engager à plusieurs choses. Donc déjà, c'est s'engager à fabriquer des produits avec des matières premières qui viennent du territoire du Géoparc UNESCO et également fabriquer ces produits sur le territoire UNESCO. On travaille finalement assez peu en France. Par contre, on travaille dans beaucoup de pays à l'étranger, surtout en Asie, donc au Japon, en Corée. On travaille aussi en Afrique du Sud, on travaille un peu de partout en Europe. Et c'est vrai que beaucoup de gens font de la lavande, mais on fait de moins en moins de la vraie lavande de Provence. Et en fait, le fait d'être partenaire du Géoparc UNESCO, je pense que ça nous donne vraiment une crédibilité à l'international par rapport à la provenance des produits.
L'idée de ce que j'ai des séjours et de ce que j'ai envie de partager avec les gens que j'emmène en séjour, c'est-à-dire une rencontre d'un territoire et une rencontre humaine. Le géoparc qui va chercher justement à mettre en valeur au sein même de son territoire tout ce qui s'y fait, tout ce qui existe, m'aide énormément à être en contact plus facilement avec tous les gens qui vivent déjà dans ce territoire et qui sont déjà dans une dynamique d'essayer d'aller le partager.
Inside this chapter 6, we have another sub-chapter which is full and effective participation of local community and the indigenous people, and I would like to focus more on the point of indigenous people. One action which is very important is develop a global partnership with specialists of these indigenous people, integrate ethnologists who know your local indigenous people. Develop strategy and tools to transmit their local knowledge through professional inventory. Develop strategy which can ensure the defense of the culture and right of the indigenous people. And as example of action, I would like now to invite you to see an action shared by many UNESCO Geopark for the International Day of Indigenous People each year on the 9th of August. And we are reaching now the last chapter of your possible action plan. This concerns networking. With several examples, you can define a global networking strategy at a national, regional, and international level. Define your participation and apportation in the different future events from GJN. And as example of networking action, I would like to invite you to see a video of one of the Global Geopark Network action realized each year in the World Tourism Fair in Berlin, where many of our geoparks are participating and are promoting not only their own geopark, but also the Global Geopark Network.
Auf der Welt gibt. In diesem Sinne erkläre ich die ICB 2018 für eröffnet.
But what can geoparks offer to tourism? UNESCO Global Geoparks are territories of excellence hosting geological heritage of international importance, important ecological heritage sites, and important monuments. These geoparks are working together in order to share experiences, to share best practice, and to improve their services for their visitors, to create new opportunities for employment and for services.
Within the geopark, bringing people together into this project and making this project a winning project. I think we are all to congratulate, and especially the United Nations and all that concrete in the terrain, like the Idania mayor, work in pro of making a better environment and in making sustainable tourism a reality in the land.
Working in rural areas to remain there and build a better future together.
Well, I hope that now it's more clear for you what you need for achieving a first action plan for your first revalidation. More than everything, this action plan should be your vision of the future of your geopark for the next 4 years. This vision will need to be coherent with the existing political master plan at a national, regional, and local level. Your local leaders, your stakeholders, your population need to be strongly associated in the conception of this master plan. This is a necessary guarantee for the future of the project and for sharing a common vision on the goals which are waiting you. Of course, an important element is, after the definition of the different actions, the definition of the necessary budget to finalize them. The budget needs for the next 4 years to be placed in annex of your action plan. The goal for establishing an action plan is not to be perfect. This is impossible. So many things can change. But its goal is to share a realistic vision, and again, with your leaders and population, a vision about the future that you are dreaming for your geopark. So, many warm thanks for your attention and good luck for the preparation of your future action plan. Thank you.